I think what makes me read faster is because I don't know, the more books I read, the faster I get. I don't know why. It's just I have this weird reading habit. When I read, I use my bookmark and like read it per line. And for some reason it makes me read faster. And I don't know if it's just like feeling ko lang yun or talaga it really helps me. But what makes me read ultimately that like consistently is because it's just part of my lifestyle now. Like I swap my screen time like on my phone with books because I really don't like spending time mindlessly scrolling through my phone. So that was one of my goals with this whole reading thing.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Meaning of Life podcast. With me here today, of course, is Ange. So, Ange, how many books do you read in like a month or a week?
A week? I read a book a week. I think it depends how long the book is and how much I enjoy it. But at one point, I was reading two because one was a philosophy book, so I kept reading like a few pages per day, and then this fiction book. So 1 to 2 books per week. So like four a month or five.
Okay, that's pretty wild, actually. I mean, I know you read sometimes you read more than one book a week, like nakakatapos ka earlier than like the week ending.
Oh yeah.
And like, how do you do that? How do you read quickly and in such a consistent basis?
Mm. Actually, it's I set a reading goal during the start of the year, so I set 50 books. So at first I thought it was impossible for me to finish that because before like before quarantine, I would just read occasionally. I'd buy a book and then read it casually. But then when quarantine happened, I started rereading the Harry Potter series, and I think that jump started the reading like habit for me because after that I got into so many other books. And I think what makes me read faster is because I don't know, but the more books I read, the faster I get. I don't know why. It's just I have this weird reading habit. When I read, I use my bookmark and like read it per line. And for some reason, it makes me read faster. And I don't know if it's just like feeling ko lang yun or talaga it really helps me. But what makes me read ultimately that like consistently is because it's just part of my lifestyle now. Like I swap my screen time like on my phone with books because I really don't like spending time mindlessly scrolling through my phone. So that was one of my goals with this whole reading thing.
Doesn't your hand like get tired? Kunyari, nagbabasa ka, and you're like always doing like that per page, per line.
No, no, it's not like it's tiring to like drag my hand across a page.
I can find it tiring.
How big is your book?
Whiteboard pala. Whiteboard pala yung libro, no?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't do it all the time naman. Parang
Mm.
when I find myself dragging, parang pag tinatamad ako minsan. But I really want to finish it. That's when, sorry, my dogs. Yeah, that's when I do that.
And what books do you read? Like, you read fiction, non-fiction. What kind?
Um, I started off reading spirituality books because I was in a very big rut. um, I started reading Eckhart Tolle. I don't know how to pronounce that man's name. But yeah, I started off reading spirituality and then fiction, so fantasy. You lent me your A Song of Ice and Fire series. So aside from that, Harry Potter, um, contemporary fiction. I've been reading and thriller. I read two thrillers, but I feel like I'm really getting into the genre because it makes me read so much faster because like it's exciting, it's like very gripping. So I can't stop reading. Sometimes like, I papasin ko like 30 minutes have passed and I'm still reading like nonstop.
Na-imagine ko pag nagbabasa ka ng thriller, parang napapressure ka basahin yung next line.
Oo.
Parang, wait, wait, wait,
Tinatakpan
wait,
ko
wait.
talaga. Like kapag yung end na ng chapter, because when I was reading Gone Girl, the parang cliffhanger siya after like such sa end ng chapters. Tinatakpan ko talaga yung next page kasi ayoko like like accidentally read the spoiler.
Yeah. I mean, that always happens. Hindi naman always. Pero, nangyayari yun sa akin minsan. Kunyari, when I turn the page. Of course, when you turn the page, your eyes are on
Yeah.
it's set, diba? In front. So, minsan napupunta siya sa, okay, he dies.
Oh
Ganun.
no!
But, side note, do not read the A Song of Ice and Fire series when you are stuck in
Oh
a
yeah.
rut. I don't think that book is very therapeutic, no.
Oh my
This book
god.
like the reverse of therapy.
Indeed.
It's it's leaves you in a bigger mess than when you came out. No,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
since I was reading that series, like I was reading it for class because I had to write summaries after every chapter, so I could like remember all the characters and remember everything that happened, where they were.
And all the flags, all the
Yeah,
sticky notes
yeah, the sticky note.
inside the book. Yeah, so what do you actually get out of it? Like why did you decide to have this book goal of like 50 books or one book a week subconsciously or like consciously voluntarily? Like you're not naman hindi ka naman required to like read, diba? Unlike students who are required to read. So why do you do it and what do you get out of it?
Yun nga, like I said earlier, I really found myself mindlessly scrolling through my phone all the time because with all our free time and how easy it is to like check Twitter, Instagram, like Instagram stories, the amount of time you unconsciously spend watching people's stories is just ungodly to me. So I decided to like pick up a more productive hobby that would make me like explore more because yeah, in quarantine you're just stuck at home and books take you in this really it takes you on a journey to places you'd never go to, like you'd never be able to go to because of the situation right now. So I've read books that are set in Korea and Japan, like in Africa and like so many other places, and it just gives you a sense of escapism because I think a lot of people really want to have that feeling right now. And I think books in general have made me more articulate in a way. Like it really expands your vocabulary, especially the George R. R. Martin's word choices were like, what the hell does this mean? Like I had to look up words every other page, I think. And
Really?
then yeah, like and then because I don't watch a series, so parang
Yeah.
ano daw, and the way he describes like
What's like
settings,
what's like an example?
I can't think any of the top of my head. It's like 8 a.m.
Natandaan ko lang, one pet peeve I have with his writing. Kunyari may kumakain. When anyone ever eats, oil always, pours down to
Oh
like the
yeah,
chin.
yeah, the
Like,
grease.
parating may description na gano'n, like, oil was, dripping down his chin.
Yeah,
Or like, tapos parating
may
may onions
sausage.
and, sausages, yeah. Like,
Laging may
sausages
sausage.
cooked in onions, gano'n. Something like that.
Yeah.
Always,
Actually,
always something.
his food, like his food descriptions make me kind of hungry. Like during the feasts. Except the, like
What?
whenever he describes the burly men eating them, parang, oh, never mind.
The burly man.
The burly men in armor.
The big sweaty man, ganun.
Yeah.
Do you, like, what do you do after you read, though? Like, what happens to the book? Do you actually retain some of those stuff that you read? Or, what do you do with, like, after you read something, um, how do you get into the mindset of like reading another book? Because I know that can be like tiring. It's like finishing a series, right? When you finish a TV series, you're like after nun parang okay. It's like there's this lingering feeling na you don't want to watch something else pa kasi this is still here. Like the baggage is still here. You're still feeling it. So ganon. So what happens after you read?
Okay, so actually, after I finish reading a book, I try to like make a mini book review on it. So I keep a bookstagram, which is like Instagram's book community. So I have a bookstagram account, and I try to like recap a book every time I finish it. But I stopped doing that recently because I don't know, things just got busy. But yeah, I just try to gather all of my thoughts on a book. Actually, I keep like a small notebook with all of my thoughts on it. So that's how I try to retain everything. Mostly, everything that retains in my mind is from spirituality or philosophy books because they're very practical and they like their writing. Parang it just resonates with me a lot. So it's really it applies to my life and how I live my life and everything like that. But aside from that, to answer the other question, like how I start another book agad. I
Yeah,
think it's just I get really excited because I see a lot of shelves on my books, books on my shelves.
shelves in your book.
So yeah,
In
so parang I get a little bit of pressure from myself because I bought this much books and now I have to read all of them. And I actually also spend a lot of time watching book videos. So a lot of book tubers. That's what they call book people on
This
YouTube.
entire book
Apparently.
universe in the internet.
Yeah, people on there are very friendly. Like you really get to start conversations with anyone there, and sobrang welcoming lang. But ayun, they do monthly wrap ups of books, so that's where I usually get ideas of what books to read next. And the way they describe it, parang it's just very encouraging for me to jump into the stories and everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gets naman. Gawa ka na rin ng ano, book talk or big book.
Oh my god, I still don't have TikTok.
Big book. Big
Ano yung
book.
big book?
TikTok siya,
Okay,
TikTok
that
book
took me a while.
universe. Big book or thick book. I don't
Big
know.
book.
I
I
don't know how
know.
it goes. Okay, maybe siguro to end, like, what's your advice to people who like want to start reading more in their lives or want to like read more consistently? What's your main advice on how to do it and how to like follow through?
Mm. Okay, so I think reading is a very forgiving hobby in a sense that you don't really have to force anything with yourself. Like, example, if you start a book and you halfway through you're like, I don't like where this is going, or it doesn't really vibe with me, parang ganun. You can just drop it. Like you don't have the obligation to finish it, unless of course if you're required to. Then that's a different story. But yeah, I think there's a stigma with reading because a lot of people find it a drag because in school we're required to finish all of these books that are don't like that aren't really parang in that time of your life they don't like resonate with you because in grade school, why would you read a classic book? Parang ganun. So I think to start off with the hobby, you have to start with something that you're really interested in. Maybe the book version of a movie you just watched. So to see how they portrayed the story in the book first, or a very short book like a series of essays or maybe a short story would get you out of that reading binge. Or a thriller, actually. Thrillers are really good to start off because it really makes you read fast. So, yeah. I guess that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks Ange for like sharing your book knowledge
Oh,
to
God.
other people.